What is poppin', everybody? Welcome back to Burbs Final Digest. I'm your host, Ralph Compiano, and this week I'm asking our music staff questions about Baby Keem's newest album, The Melodic Blue. Baby Keem is a very divisive artist. I've come to that conclusion after scaling Twitter and even our group chats regarding his popularity and the quality of the music on this project itself. He's somebody that I fell in love with, I guess, a year and a half ago, but it wasn't a deep love. It was kind of a surface level one. Really just listened to Die For My Bitch. I couldn't really get into any of his other projects, but now that The Melodic Blue is out, this has been his most anticipated album by a wide margin. He's Kendrick Lamar's cousin, so Kendrick features on this project about 4 times. And, let's just get into the questions. I guess I'm pretty curious about how you guys feel about the beat switches on this project. Do you like the way that these beats switch? Because there are points in this project where I wish you would have just stayed on beat and just held onto that and grasped onto it for another minute or two, but instead it transitioned into something else. How did you guys feel?
I think there's a lot of things that Baby Keem does well with the beat switches. I think I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with it. I like the fact that it keeps you on your toes. There's a lot of versatility to it. Not a lot of artists really go so many beat switches all the time. And I think that is a kind of going out of your lane and really trying to go out of the box thinking. Right. The problem is sometimes you'll have one insanely good beat, like for example, Trademark USA, that falls fat and short by the second beat,
right?
That on the end of it.
So why are you not continuing on?
And I think that if you were to extend those beats, really good beats, and try to do it and break them up into different songs, a lot bigger of an impact and stuff like that. And I think a lot more powerful. It just kind of breaks away from the flow of the track sometimes.
Right. I think things got too messy out there.
Yeah.
I think when things should have been continuous, he broke it off at the worst time possible. Exactly. I think Trademark USA is a perfect example. Mm-hmm. I wanted that first beat to just continue. Because I was having an absolute blast listening to that song. But maybe there should have been points where he should have just cut it into a new song, or there should have been points where he just never stopped that original beat.
Yeah.
Right. Totally agree.
I feel like the production on this is pretty good. I think it's actually some of the best production we've heard on a rap album this year. And I think the beat switches definitely help with that. I thought it was really interesting how every song basically had 2 or 3 parts aside from the really short ones. And those were all my favorite tracks, basically, the ones where we got 3 different parts. I was a big fan of all the beat switches. Very interesting production across this whole project. That doesn't really sound like anything we've heard.
What in the world is going on with Kendrick Lamar? And can somebody please sever their family ties immediately? Like immediately. This isn't you, Kendrick. You're better than this. I know you're better than this. I listened to Good Kid, Mad City twice in the last week because Shreeman and I are having an argument about you and Drake. Yeah, you're better than this, Kendrick. I know you are.
Yeah, so Kendrick. Kendrick is my favorite artist of all time, period. And it pains me to see the kind of work that gets put out there. Now, knowing Kendrick, I'm sure he has some reason behind it, even if it just means he wants his audience to be a little bit more lax towards his music. Whatever it is, it just kind of puts a taint on his legacy, which I guess he doesn't seem to be too concerned with, and that's fine by him, but we haven't heard from Kendrick in quite some time. I loved Family Ties. I thought the weird bars on Family Ties were fun. I enjoyed them. Still thought they were catchy. There's nothing catchy about this Top of the Morning bullshit. I hope this is just kind of like a thing he's doing for Keem's album. And those ad-libs on Range Brothers, oh my god. That was so bad. Holy shit, that was fucking awful.
Top of the moan and top of the moan and top of the moan and top of the moan.
All right, give me your top 2 and bottom 2 tracks thus far. There's any room for criticism, but there's also a lot of room for love. So let's talk about what we love about this, because I really like Trademark USA and I really like First Order of Business. Those are my 2 favorite songs. I thought it was a great intro. I thought it was experimental, and I thought he actually thrived on it. Where there are other points on the album I could not listen to. So my first favorite track is that, and then probably First Order of Business. My least favorite track, oh gosh. I'd probably have to go with Pink Panties. Pink Panties is pretty rough for me. Great song title too, just really didn't live up to it. And then let's go with the part of Range Brothers where he's saying the word girlfriend. Yeah, that was a low light for me.
Alright, top 2 songs of the album. Number 1, I had Trademark USA. First song I heard off the album, it's the opening track, and god damn it, was I so hyped for the rest of the album after I heard that. Marty popped that on our speakers, and I was popping off.
Whole house is bumping, bro.
Whole house was bumping. Like I said, I wish everything continued and it wasn't so choppy towards the end, but that's okay. It was still a wonderful song. Secondly, pretty mainstream, But Family Ties, there's a reason this song has 30 million plays on Spotify already. There's a reason this song is up for track of the year, in my opinion. It truly is. And Kendrick Lamar, to see him come back in that fashion, it's disgusting.
One of the most successful beat switches on the album.
Absolutely. I completely agree upon that.
Like I say, my top two, I mean, Trademark USA, I think could be the best opener of any album this year. I think
I agree
could be
upon
one
that.
of them. Definitely top five. Like just openers we were going off. I think my next one I'm gonna have to do. Also know that there's a bunch of streams because it came out earlier. Do Rag Activity with Travis Scott. It's hard to come by good Travis Scott features these days. Travis Scott's a phenomenal artist, but his features usually lack. And this is one of the few times where like, wow, this is a good Travis Scott feature. And I think that Keem does a good job with it. And I think it's great overall track to go and one of the top two for me.
Top two, I would say Scapegoats was my favorite song when he had the clip of that early. It still is, but it's only a minute long. If that song was fleshed out into a full song, that would have been, Keem's best track to date, I think. And then also the opener, Trademark USA, great song, except for the end where Rosalia comes in for absolutely no reason at all. But those two tracks, definitely my favorite early in the project, but the least amount of facepalm, I would say. I like Do Rag Activity when it came out, so I like that song, and I like Family Ties as well.
For our bottom two tracks, we had Gorgeous and Pink Panties. And I know Martin and I both shared this opinion on these two. Just the amount of letdown that these produced, and just there's the substance lack in comparison, especially in comparison to Trademark USA and what we saw in Family Ties, and as Marty said, Do Rag Activity.
Yeah.
It just wasn't there.
And Pink Panties, like, I feel like taps into a genre that Baby Keem simply is not good. It's not his expertise in. Like,
It was too poppy.
Exactly. And he focuses on it when he focuses on a pop genre with his like very synth heavy, and like it seems like he's just going for streams and trying to go like what we see what Drake is doing right now to make money. It's a tough thing because he has so much untapped potential in different genres, but it's just simply that if he's not doing it in the pop scene, it's just not for him. That's not his type of music.
And I was kind of sad to see it happen on this album so early. It may be in a few years down the line where he releases a couple pop singles or whatever, but now, I guess I just thought it was too early for him to be tapping into that.
Yeah, and that's for Pink Panties, but for Gorgeous, the problem is I like when Baby Keem uses autotune, and he's very good at using it, like we saw in Praise God, and on Donda, but this sort of autotune just simply falls flat. It just isn't anything artistically pleasing about it or necessarily like innovative, even, nothing even going out where it's, exactly. And it's just, I think it's poor use of it, and it's just something that Baby Keem really isn't doing right now. That's not his expertise, so it's kind of a shame to see.
But as for my least favorite tracks, obviously Range Brothers, because although there's like 15 good lines on there, there are so many just what the fuck moments that I could never bring myself to listen to that song again. And also South Africa. That sounds like a song Keem wrote in 5 minutes just in the booth. A really ugly production on there, really simple piano keys, didn't even use chords, and I don't know, it sounded like something that came out of early 2010s SoundCloud rap. I'm not a fan of that at all.
All right, last question. Can Baby Keem ever become a torch carrier? He brings up something along the lines of having to carry the torch on this project. That's not you, buddy. I don't think you're going to be a torch carrier ever. I don't think you are one now. I don't know where you're getting this impression from.
So can Baby Keem ever become a torch carrier? Will he ever be the biggest name in rap? I have to say no. I think there is something special about the Kanyes and the Kendricks and even the Drakes and you could throw J. Cole in there, the Tylers, even the Freddie Gibbs, even the Danny Browns, is they don't let their artistry get inhibited by anything. Maybe Drake, that might be a little bit harder to say, but the biggest artists, they don't let their artistry get stopped in the face of something else. And I feel like Baby Keem a lot of the time is caught trying to be too original for the sake of being original, and he's not really aware of what makes music that resonates with people. And he touches on it at points, and there's some bars on here that are really interesting, really thought-provoking, especially when he talks about his family, he talks about his mom, he talks about his grandmother, and those are the highlights of this album. But he doesn't do it across a project because I feel like he's being held back by what he thinks will make him original. And I don't think that's a good formula ever. I would rather have heartfelt music than original music. If it's heartfelt, it will be original. So I don't think at this point, Keem, if he keeps on this path, I think he'll be relegated to the Cardis he will never be regarded as a top name in hip hop if he continually puts out music like this.
Right now, I don't think Baby Keem is ready to carry that torch.
Mhm.
But do I think 3-4 years down the line, I think he's absolutely going to be ready.
Yes.
Just looking at purely from a feature standpoint on this album, maybe Kendrick Lamar, Don Toliver, Travis Scott, and Kendrick Lamar for another feature. That shows an incredible amount of respect and potential in his name, correct?
Yeah.
To have these people coming on his second studio album, it's pretty unbelievable.
I think yes, but not right now. Is
Not right
the
now.
point? And this is the key. The highs on the Melodic Blue are immensely high. They are songs groundbreaking, revolutionary, things of a new and up and coming young artist. But the lows are just simply too low, and it's that you can see the potential that Baby Keem has. You can obviously see the tour thing. I mean, it's been you mentioned before. I mean, the features on it when you have Travis Scott, you got Kendrick Lamar, you got Don Toliver, huge piece of music. They're killing it at every sense. Like, people obviously see what he is, but I think that his consistency isn't at the level to be a torch carrier yet. But maybe
I think 3-4 years down the line.
Mhm, yeah.
I think you're exactly right. The people who are supporting him right now, the people that think he's going to be that guy, are the same people that are making music with him.
Yep.
So I think he is truly gearing himself up to be holding the torch maybe by 2025.
I'm going to listen to every Keem project for the next upcoming years, and I think that once he hones in on his craft more and figures out that he could be one of the best artists in a while and stuff, and I think there's just so much potential built in. I can really see where you're going with, but
I think so too.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in to Burbs Final Digest. We sincerely appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Please follow us on all of our social channels. And if you have any comments, let us know. Did you love the Keem project? Did you hate the Keem project? I'm really curious what you guys think. I just like to hear people's opinions, okay? But let's make sure they're well thought out, not too abrasive. No, that's all I gotta say. All right, peace out, everybody.